Hey there and welcome to another Warzone Apothis. I'm here today with my guest Mike, and you've driven all the way in from
Vancouver.
That's right, I know Vancouverites are proud of where they come from, being married to one myself. So anyway, he's coming all the way across Canada for this trip, so we're actually very glad to have him in here. He's come back in his Grey Knights today to take part in Warzone Apothis. So we're going to be running a 1,500 point game on the planet of Vadarak. Now some bonuses just to keep in mind. He does have he's going to be fighting for the Necrons. Inadvertently, or no, sorry, Tyranids. Tyranids. Yeah. It was Tyranids.
Inadvertently, I love the Nids.
He loves the Nids. But either way, that's going to give him an extra 10% points on his army list, which is huge for Grey Knights.
I'm surprised.
It's a big one. Meanwhile, I'm going to have +1 to my deployment roll, which isn't the hugest deal, but it might come into play.
I'll just make you go first anyway.
There we go. So anyway, 1,500 points, Grey Knights versus Admech. Let's go take a look at the board and the armies. And of course, you can always participate in Warzone Apothis with us as well. All you have to do is go to miniwargaming.com/Apothis. You're going to find all the rules and information and contact info you need in order to participate. We'd love to have you come down, so definitely check out the page and send us an email. So here we have Mike's 1,500 points of Grey Knights with Blood Angel allies. So starting right over here, let's start with the allies because they're nice and small there.
Sounds good. So I've got the Librarian Dread, Mastery Level 1, and he ended up getting Quicken and Unleash Rage.
Fun times. You got a little bit of scouts back there as well, it looks like. And
yep, just 5 sniper scouts, Sergeant's got his gun up in the air, and then a drop pod.
All right, who's in the drop pod?
I don't have to tell you that yet.
Oh, okay, fair enough. I'm betting it's probably going to be the Dreadnought. And then we have 2 Librarians right here because he discovered he had an extra 10% points and bought himself some more Psychic Supremacy right there.
Why not, right?
Why not? So this fella right here, he's got the, what is that? That's the Combi Melta and an hammer?
Yeah, he's got a Combi Melta and a hammer there. And then he's a Mastery Level 3 Pyromancer, so he got obviously Flame Breath, Fiery Form, Molten Beam, and Inferno.
Alright, so he's going to be unleashing some fire. And then over here we have another Librarian.
So this is my Warlord.
Okay.
He might look a little different, but he's got actually has a hammer. It's a pretty cool axe hammer, I think.
Well, it's the this is the guy from the Space Hulk.
Yeah, it's the Space Hulk one. Yeah.
That was a great one.
Yeah. So I found out I had extra 150 points. I threw this guy down. So he'll be my Warlord. He's got a hammer, Combi Plasma. And he is Master Level 3 as well. Got Invisibility on the Telepathy table, and Purge Soul and Vortex of Doom on Sanctic.
Yeah, so that's going to be a tough nut to crack as a result. So.
Oh, and did I say he had the Relic Armor?
Oh, no, you didn't mention that. But
yeah,
yes,
so he has the Relic Armor, gives him Feel No Pain and Will Not Die as well.
So he's going to be a tough one to crack. Yeah. So over here, looks like...
don't even bother.
Don't even bother. I don't know if I can do that, but...
So 10 Purifiers. This gentleman here is the
Justicar?
Sergeant? Justicar, that's what they call him. Justicar. 2 Incinerators, and they all have swords.
Alright.
And then 10 Terminators, 2 Side Cannons, and 2 Hammers. This handsome cloaked fellow is the Justicar with a hammer, and then the other hammers over there. So the 10 Terminators there, and then 2 Dread Knights.
Yep.
So they both have heavy side cannon and teleport, and this one has the heavy silencer, and this one has the heavy flamer. He looks like he's shooting 2 flamethrowers, but I forgot my heavy side cannons in Vancouver, so...
That's not a problem. That's not a problem there. Alright, so there we go. There is the 1,500 points of Grey Knights with Blood Angel allies. And over here, we have the 1,500 points of Admech. So right in the very front here, we have a unit of 10 Rangers with 2 Plasma Calivers. We have a small 5-man unit of Rangers with the Transeric Arquebus. Both these units do have the Omnispecs. We have the Tech Priest Dominus right there. Now he has the Auto Cadus I think it is. Now that is the relic that gives him It Will Not Die to the squad that he's... I think it's to the whole squad that he's a part of, but I'll double check that in just a second. He also has his Volkite Blaster and a Phosphorus Serpenta and a Force Axe. Behind him, we have the 2 Onager Doomcrawlers, one with the Neutron Laser and another one with the Heavy Phosphor Blaster. We have a unit of 5 Rust Stalkers with the with the transonic razors and the omniscient mask to give them zealot. In the back, we have a unit of Cataphren breachers with the 2 arc rifles and the 1 torsion cannon. We have a unit of destroyers with the 3 heavy grav cannons. And then in the back, we have a unit of Castellan Maniple with the heavy phosphor blaster on the shoulder and the twin-linked heavy phosphor blaster on the hands with a data smith. So that is the 1,500 points. So here we go. Yeah, so we're gonna check the Cs in just a second, but as you can see, the Admech battle lines deployed right along there on a hammer and anvil. We have a couple of the Grey Knights already down. One of the Librarian Dreadnought and the 2 Dread Knights are down at this point. And we're gonna find out if Mike seizes the initiative.
All right,
let's see this.
wish me luck, everybody.
No Cs. Okay, so that does mean it is going to be an Admech turn 1. At the start of my turn, I draw up to 3 objectives. So I have Domination if I control every objective marker on the table. I have Psychological Warfare, so making something fail a morale, opinion, or fear check. And Harness the Warp, I can't actually do that one because I have no psychers whatsoever. So we're going to go into Secure Objective 1. And at the start of my turn, I declare my Canticles of the Omnissiah. So I will choose Benediction of Omniscience. I have 4 Cult Mechanicus units on the table. So basically, friendly units with the Canticles rule rerolls hits of 1 or 2 when making shooting attacks. And for my Doctrine Imperative, I'm going to let that one probably stand at the moment just because I don't have a lot of good shots with the Skitarii units. And very last thing before I forget, my Skitarii do have their scout redeployment of 6 inches. So here is the scout redeployment ready for my first turn at this point. So let's get right to it. Starting over here, the Rust Stalkers are just going to move towards objective number 3 right there, just to get a little bit closer to things, moving through difficult terrain. They're going to move 5 plus 3 inches for the Dune Stalker rule.
5.
Over here, these Cataphren destroyers are going to try and get a little bit closer, just get some better shots here. And they're going to move forward 4 inches. And that's enough just to bring them up a little bit closer. This guy's going to go through the door right to there. And over here, the Breachers will just move forward as well, just trying to get their arc cannons and maybe in range of that Dreadnought over there. And the Skitarii with move through difficult terrain, they're going to go into these ruins right here. And they're going to get 4 inches. And that is enough just to get them into the terrain here and give them a cover save if they so need it. And over here, the Castellan Maniple with Data Smith and the Tech Priest Dominus, just going to readjust a little bit and just sort of protect the backfield against a potential drop pod assault that's going to be coming in. And that is it for the movement phase. Moving into Admech shooting phase. So unfortunately, I don't have much stuff that's within range, so I'm going to start with these destroyers right here. They're going to fire their heavy grav cannons into this unit of scouts.
And they're gonna...
Now, unfortunately, when I was choosing my canticles, for some reason I had the misguided belief that the heavy grav cannons were 36-inch range. So unfortunately, I've wasted a fairly good canticle at this point. So I'm going to be re-rolling 1s and 2s. So basically, as long as I don't roll a 3, I still have a good shot. So there's 18 attacks going into these scouts who have gone to ground. And there's a whole lot of re-rolls there. And another shot to get a couple more hits here. And there's a few more there. And wounding on 4s. Alright, not as many wounds as I would have liked there. And these scouts don't have the camel cloak, so 3 up. And 3 have gone down.
How many can you see?
Oh, that's the big question right there. Let's take a look. So, because I could only see 2 and I could see 3, but only 2 are within range, 2 scouts go down. And it's just going to be these 2 top ones here.
Looks like they're wearing camo cloaks, but they're just cold. They're blankets.
There we go. Over here, this unit of Rust Stalkers is just going to run forward. 4 plus 3 inches for 7 total. And just going to keep plodding forward here. Over here, the Skitarii are going to do the same thing. Just run forward. 3 inches. Just enough to keep them in the cover right here. And get a little bit closer to your backfield. And I think that's pretty much all I'm going to be doing for my turn. I'm not going to fire any more at the scouts simply because I want to force them to maybe fail a save here.
All right, let's do it.
And yeah, so let's quickly do the morale here.
So, killed the sergeant. I didn't look at Serm, so we're gonna do on 8s.
All right.
Yeah.
No, you're fine. They're insane. All right. So, let's go take a look at the objectives. So at the end of my turn, I was able to secure objective 1, which puts me currently in the lead 1-0. But it's the Grey Knights with Blood Angels turn 1 coming up, so let's see what happens. So at the start of his turn, he's going to draw 3 objectives.
All right, so first one.
Objective 3.
Perfect. 2.
Deeds of Legend. So you have to kill an opponent in a challenge during your turn.
That's probably not going to happen on my first turn.
And Hungry for Glory. Issue a challenge on your turn. All right, so it looks like you're going to be wanting to get into combat with me at some point.
Eventually.
Eventually. There we go. So rolling some reserves for Mike's turn 1. So starting with this unit back here.
Pyromancy Terminator.
All right. No, okay.
And
Warlord. No. All right, that's gonna.
That's all right. How do you guys pull that here?
Yeah, it really depends on the game. Usually, if it's clearly faced, but go ahead, re-roll that then.
Oh, it's up to you. We always play. It's balanced now. I moved it, but it's balanced now. It's up to you.
Well, I got no clue at this point. After discussing it, we both decided that because it balanced on the second one, he's not too worried about it. It's still early in the game.
Yeah.
So he'll just try it again next turn.
Let's have some fun.
Yeah, but he still has a drop pod coming in. And for the drop pod assault, full of purifiers, he's going to try and go right there.
So this is why you take the drop pod, so you don't mess up on your reserves.
Yeah. All right, let's see what happens. Oh, it's going to be scattering back 9 inches, but that's not going to be too bad because of the drop pod. And there's the new position right there. We'll just angle it in such a way where
But if we flop these down, it'll...
Yeah, that'll help balance it all out.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. They're durable models.
That guy's going to die anyway.
So, and there they go, and the purifiers are going to come piling out of there. So the first combat squad has just come out right there. I think this guy actually is a little bit on coherency.
Oh, he might be.
Yeah,
here
just
we
push
go.
him a little bit
There
further.
we are.
Yeah, there we go. And the second squad's going to be coming out in difficult terrain.
4.
So 4 inches. And there they are, getting nice and close to the rust stalkers there. Alright, so the Dreadnought's going to plow forward 6 inches. Get a little bit closer there. And the Dread Knight here, you want to shunt him this round?
He's going to shunt, and he's going to get sneaky. Play hide and seek in here.
How does something that big play hide and seek?
Because he teleported.
Because he teleported.
So
there you
dangerous
go.
terrain test.
Alright, and he's fine. And this Dread Knight over here.
Time to shunt.
Alright.
Going right over here.
Alright, and he's got his incinerator and side cannon, so he's going to cause some damage over here.
I hate shunting right away, but you gotta kill some guys. You gotta kill some guys.
Especially with hammer and anvil, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes you need to. But you're in dangerous positions for some good shooting against me. So, is that all your movement at this point?
I believe so.
Alright, so let's check out the psychic phase.
All right.
So he has 7 mastery levels plus a d6 for warp charges for a total of 9.
All right.
And starting with the psychic phase, we're going to have a cleansing flame from the purifier right there. You're throwing 6 dice at it.
Goes off with 2.
With 2. I have a chance to deny this.
Yeah.
Not a very high chance, but a chance nonetheless.
Almost.
No, it was a 6 and a 3.
That's as good as it's gonna get. So
Yeah.
I get 2d6.
Yeah, and that's going to hit...
4.
So that's going to hit the Rust Stalkers, it's going to hit the Destroyers, and it's going to hit this Skitarii right there. Starting against the Rangers here. Strength 5, AP 4 hits, ignoring cover. That's going to be
3 wounds.
3 wounds right there. So let's hope for some feel no pains here. And 2 are going to go down. Unfortunately, one of those is my plasma caliber right there. Oh wait, no, that's... Yeah, 2 are going to go down. And we actually measured it. The breachers are also within range here. So there's going to be 4 strength 5 hits, so on 4s. Alright, that's going to be 3 wounds right there with 3 up armor saves. I'll make all 3 of those. Next up against the Destroyers. Again on 4s. 2 wounds right there. I have 4 up armor saves on these guys. Oh, there's going to be 1 wound going on to the lead Destroyer there. And against the Rust Stalkers. So this is going to be on 2s. Alright, that's a good chunk right there. I have to rely on my 6 up invulnerable save, followed by my feel no pains. So 6 up invul. Wow, that was highly unexpected. Followed by a 5 up feel no pain. That one is definitely... And I'm still going to lose a wound there. But that could have been much, much worse. There's the 1 wound and Soul Blaze token for the destroyers. The 1 wound and the Soul Blaze on the Rust Stalkers there. And these ones took 2 wounds, and then they have the Soul Blaze token right there. So not a bad Cleansing Flame.
So I'm gonna do Force with 2 on this Dread Knight here.
Alright.
Goes off to 1.
Alright, excellent. And lastly, Sanctuary on this fellow right over here. That's gonna go off. So he's gonna have a 4-up Invulnerable save. And that is the end of the Psychic phase. So moving on to the Grey Knight Shooting phase.
So I can get 4 with my Incinerator here.
Yeah.
Should do well.
That sounds about right, because each wound is going to be instant killing them if I can't get my invulnerable saves off.
Nice.
Alright, on 2s. That's going to be 3 wounds right there. Let's see if I can repeat that magic from the Soul Blaze. Or not the Soul Blaze, the Purifying Flame. Nope, that's going to be 3 dead Rust Stalkers. So 1, 2, and I think that one is a little bit closer. So 3. But still, that is rather bad for me.
So shooting bolters from the Purifiers.
So 8 Storm Bolter shots. It's going to be 4 hits right there. And wounding on 3s. That's going to be 1.
Oh, they really were looking the other way.
Yeah, only 1 wound right there. So 4-up armor save, which I made.
So this Incinerator gets 6,
Yeah.
sadly, Leland.
This happens to the Skitarii all the time. The big problem here is, I mean, this is why Grey Knights were not given drop pods, was for precision Incinerator strikes.
It is a thing of beauty.
Oh, it's a thing, alright. I never use them personally, to be honest. But that's going to be a lot of dead there because it's eaten right through my armor save and my invulnerable, or my feel no pain. And we just counted the dice and realized he rolled 2 extra dice there.
I was a little dice happy.
A little dice happy. So only 6 dice this time.
That's good
but
too.
Results are pretty much the same. So I'm going to be losing 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that, they're now down to 3. And the remaining Storm Bolter shots into that unit of Skitarii right there.
Hopefully these ones are aiming.
Hopefully. They can only see 2. But, you know, that's 5 hits right there. So that's nothing to scoff at.
Nope.
So let's see some wounds.
All right, let's do it.
All right, that's going to be 3 wounds right there.
Only need to kill 2.
And one makes it so far, followed up with some Feel No Pains.
Oh.
And 1 goes down. And over here we have the Silencer from the Dread Knight with Force firing into the Destroyers right here.
So sneaky backdoor boy here. He's
Ooh.
going for it.
That's not as good as it could have been. But still, that is a good chunk of hits regardless.
Dinner.
Wounding on 5s, because it's strength 4 against toughness 5 here.
There we go.
And that's an awful lot of wounds. Oh, geez, that's not very good for me.
So good. I don't like grab guns anyway.
And
No.
there is 1 cocked right there. And I lost 2 of them. So 1, 2. Next up, he's firing the large template for the heavy psi cannon into the remaining destroyer. We have checked, he can definitely see him. But he wants to try and hopefully hit some of the breachers as well.
All right, let's do it.
Let's do this! Okay, that's going to scatter back 3 inches. So it's still going to hit the center guy right there.
Yeah, I think that's all it's going to hit.
Yeah,
I mean, we can measure it, but it's there. It's going to go somewhere around here.
Yeah, it'll still hit the 1 destroyer right there, but the breachers made it down unscathed. So, wounding on 2s with rending. That is definitely going to wound. I still get my 4-up save here. No, and he loses a wound.
This Dread Knight's going to shoot his flamer. He hits 2 of these guys.
Yep, we've already checked that out there. That's going to be
2 boots.
Alright, so I got some 6-up invulnerable saves to make here. No, that's going to be 2 more dead right there. And you might as well just get your heavy psi cannon out of the way.
So psi cannon shoots.
Only 2 hits. No, 3 hits. 3 hits right there.
That's enough.
So on 2s.
3 2s.
Alright. Yeah, there's that 3rd one in there. Thank you. So here's some invulnerable saves right here. And that is the last of the Rust Stalkers.
All right. So this scout's going to shoot the 1 grab gun guy here.
The last destroyer right there.
Snap firing because he went to ground last turn. Nope.
Nope, that's not going to hit.
Worth a try. Librarian Dread's going to run. All right.
6 inches. So that's going to put him right anywhere right across the street right there. Yeah, there he goes. And lastly, we have the drop pod.
Going to shoot this gentleman here.
All right.
1 hit.
And
Nothing.
Nothing, okay. And that ends an absolutely devastating Alpha Strike from the Grey Knights, and that was without even his Warlord and Terminators in there. So things are looking very, very poorly for the Admech at this point. So let's see if they can rally going into turn 2. And he was also able to secure objective 3 for a single point, plus the first blood at this point, which is going to give him 2 objectives total at the moment.
I'm gonna get rid of this point because there's not that many characters on the board, and
You're probably going to shoot me off the table.
I plan on shooting you dead
Yeah,
beforehand.
I think that's what's going to happen here. And at the start of my turn, I draw up another objective here. Secure objective 3. Okay, let's see what I can do there. And before I forget, we have some Soul Blaze and some morale checks to make here. So let's make the morale check first for these Rangers over here. And they are running.
You said they had a way of doing that.
Alright, and they're going to run at 10 inches total. And that's going to put them all the way back there. Now we're going to check to see if they get Soul Blazed. That's off the table right there. And they're going to get Soul Blazed. D3 hits. For 2 hits. Strength 4, AP 5 hits. That's going to be 1 wound right there. Do I save it? No, I'm going to lose another Ranger.
You get Feel No Pain.
Oh yeah, that's right. Feel no pain. No, I'm going to lose that Ranger. And now the Destroyer to see if he runs away. Oh, good grief. And how far is he going to run? 11 inches.
At least you get...
And the Destroyer has run this far back. He's going to be snap shooting on this turn, so he's probably not going to be terribly effective.
Is he on fire?
Oh yeah, that's right. He still has to check that. Nope, thankfully he's not on fire. Now that we've gotten through all that stuff, into my turn 2, we're going to see if he rallies. Nope, he's going to keep going. Another 7 inches, which is going to bring him right back there. And this one over here, oh, I think he might actually be okay. But because he's less than 25%, he's still going to run a little bit further. There's an extra 3 inches of running right there. Just bring him back a little bit further. Over here, this Doomcrawler is just going to reposition a little bit, getting to ignore any effects of difficult terrain as he walks over it because of his special rule there. Just going to get his neutron laser in line of sight of some Grey Knights across the table there. And the Castellan Maniple forced to move up a little bit just because that's where all the enemies are at this point. Just to see what we can do. And over here, the Breachers are just going to move forward 6 inches and see if they can lend their firepower to anything. Moving into my shooting phase, and everyone will notice that I did not declare any Doctrine Imperatives or Canticles of the Omnissiah. I'm just going to start with the Castellan Maniple into one of the combat squatted units of Purifiers right there. So starting with the twin-linked Heavy Phosphor Blasters, hitting on 4s, but twin-linked. So that's going to be 6 hits right from the twin-linked ones, and the non-twin-linked ones are going to add 4 more hits for a total of 10. 10 hits, wounding on 2s because of Strength 6 against Toughness 4. And that is a good chunk of wounds right there. He's going to have to make some cover saves.
So 5+ from my Purifiers.
Alright. 1, 2, 3.
They're dead.
Alright, so I was able to take out a squad of Purifiers there. And this fleeing Cataphrone Destroyer is going to take some snap firing pot shots at those Purifiers right there. Hitting on 6s. That's actually 2 hits right there. Kind of surprising. It's a shame I wasn't able to fire at the Dread Knight there. So, wounding on 3s. It's going to be 1 wound. And I am firing through a unit here, so you're going to get a 5-up cover save.
Hey.
Which you were able to make. And over here, this unit of Breachers is going to fire into the Dread Knight, because I got to start putting some wounds on it. So I'm going to start with the Heavy Arc Rifles. Hitting on 4s. It's going to be 2 hits right there. Wounding on 5s. Wait, no, actually, I think it was wounding on 4s because it's Strength 6. But either way, Snake Eyes will not be wounding. Followed up with the Torsion Cannon. Oh, that's going to hit.
Off to a good start.
This is going to wound on a 2.
Hey.
That's going to wound. Okay, so you got to make your cover save there, or you're invulnerable.
Is this the one that does the additional wounds?
The D3 wounds?
Oh.
Alright, so make your save.
Yes.
And he's fine. Alright, so the Dread Knight continues to live. And this unit of Doomcrawlers is going to fire into the Purifier squad, just so I can maximize my potential firepower. I'm going to drop the neutron laser right there. Hope for a decent hit there. It's going to scatter 1 inch, so it's just going to hit 1 at this point. So not as good as I would have liked. But wounding on 2, it's going to wound and you're going to get your 5 up cover save.
Nope.
And I'm going to absolutely paste him with a strength 10 AP one shot.
Turns into a red mist.
That's about right. Next up is its heavy Cognis Stubbers, or Cognis Heavy Stubbers. He's got 2 of them on the neutron laser one. Hitting on 3s. So that's going to be 3 hits right there. Wounding on 4s. It's going to be 2 wounds right there, but you got your 3 up armor saves.
Come on, power armor. Yes.
And power armor comes through. All right. Next up is the twin-linked heavy phosphor blaster from the other Doomcrawler. Hitting on 4s. Twin-linked, thankfully. That's going to be 2 hits right there. Wounding on 2s. It's going to be 2 wounds, so 2 cover saves, 5 plus. And 1 more goes down.
This guy's closest.
All right, and lastly, the last Cognis Heavy Stubber coming from that squad, or that Doomcrawler. It's going to hit 3 times, because there is a 5 right there. And it's going to wound on a 4. 1 wound. All right, make your 3 up save.
All right. Nope, I'm just throwing him off the table.
That's okay, I do that all the time too.
There we go.
And he's fine. And on the off chance, I'm going to fire the Transcirc Arquebus at this Dread Knight right here, hoping for a rending hit. So, hitting on 3s, that's going to hit. Wounding on 4s, because a sniper, that's going to wound. So you got your 2 up armor save,
Hey.
which you made. And that ends the Admech turn of shooting. No assaults to declare, I didn't get any objectives, so we're going to go on to Grey Knight, turn 2. And moving into turn 2 for the Grey Knights, drawing up to 3 objectives. What do you got?
Objective 2.
Alright.
And what do we got? Objective 4.
Alright then, that shouldn't be too hard for you to get. And before we forget, we're going to find out this Skitarii continues to burn with Soul Blaze. And he does. 1 more time. And that's off the table right there. But no wound this time at least.
He's running away from the fire.
Yeah, he's just going to keep running from the fire as it chases them. Going into the reserve rolls here.
Okay, Pyromancer and his squad. They're in.
Yep.
Warlord and his squad of shooty death. They're in.
Also in. Alright, so there's a lot of hurt deep striking in now. First up is the Pyromancer squad. Deep striking in. What's going to happen?
Fortune favors the bold, Leland.
Alright, they're going to deep strike 9
into a wall.
inches. Oh, you might be okay, because there is a gap in the wall right there. So let's get the measuring tape out.
Alright.
Unfortunately, he is not quite far enough in to get onto the platform there, so it is going to be a mishap. Oh! Okay, Fortune has not favored the bold this time. It's actually leaning towards me a little bit right now.
It's okay.
So that's a rather pricey squad. Alright, well, let's try this again. And we're going to try it again.
Round 2.
Round 2.
There we go.
Okay, direct hit. That's good. Because that's going to be a squad of 5 Terminators plus your Warlord coming in. There they are. So we missed it on the shot there, but the Dread Knight has just moved forward from there up to here, right here, going after the 2 Skitarii Ranger squads that are remaining.
So these purifiers here is going to move up.
Yep, get a little bit closer to those breachers right there.
Don't want to fail a charge.
Nope.
Oh, I should move him like so.
They're in a good position right there.
There. So Librarian Dread's going to move up.
Just 6 inches, and just so you know, the outer rim of it, we're not calling that difficult just because there's not really enough to warrant that one. And this Dread Knight right here, it's just gonna, don't worry, I see where he's going. There we go, just gonna get behind the Dune Crawlers there. Yeah, just give that 1 inch space there.
And you know what?
That is the movement phase, going into the psychic phase.
Let's roll it. 1.
Alright, so not as impressive as last time, but you have more warp charges on the table this time.
Low is good. Low is good.
Low is good, because that means it's going to be harder for me to deny things. Starting off with invisibility, rolling 6 dice. Don't take this the wrong way, but I'm glad you perilled.
It happens eventually.
It is going to go off. I only have 1 die to try and deny that, so nothing's happening there.
So, apparels... 6.
Oh, and instead you now have to do a leadership test and become a
Leadership?
Ubermensch.
I failed it.
Well, at least you're not a super-powered Grey Knight at this point. But that invisibility still goes off. That means everything is going to be snap firing, and I'm going to be hitting on 6s in close combat against them. And these purifiers are going to attempt force on 2d6.
They get it?
All right. And now
You can deny that.
yeah, I might as well try to deny that one for the instant death removal.
So they'll do hammer hand with 1. They don't get it.
Nope, but they still got force, and that's the important one right there.
True enough. And then this guy's over here going to do Purge Soul on that squad.
All right.
It goes off.
With a 5 right
So
over
I hit the closest guy.
Rolling to hit for the Purge Soul. That is definitely going to hit right there.
So we roll d6 and plus our leaderships. If I win, you're fine.
Well, let's double check my leadership there.
Oh.
So in the event of a tie, I do still take the wound with no armor or cover saves, but I do have my refractor field for 5 invulnerable, which I made.
So Librarian Dread's going to run.
At the start of the shooting phase, 6 inches, which is going to be enough to put you within 3 inches of that objective there. And 4 is one of the ones you pulled. So that is securely in your control. And over here, we have some side cannons and a combi plasma going into the Doom Crawlers.
So we'll start with the Combi Plasma.
All right. Hitting on 3s.
2 hits.
So on 5s, it glances.
One
Gonna be 1 glance. I got a 5-up invulnerable save for the field harmonics. Nope. That's gonna be 1 glance and hit go through. And down to 2 hull points. Next up is the side cannons. 8 shots total. That's a good chunk of hits right there. And this is gonna be on 5s. And there's gonna be 1 glance, 2 glances, and a rend. So how do you want me to take these saves?
So Ren's a pen. I guess it doesn't matter. It would have been a pen anyway.
Yeah. So how do you want me to take them? Glances or pen first?
Glances first.
All right. 5 ups. So the first one is dead, and the second one also fails its save, so that it's going to be on the chart.
2.
2. Okay, so it's just going to be shaken. And he is down to 2 hull points remaining. Next up, this squad is now going to run 1 inch. Just spread it out a little bit. Next up, that Dread Knight into the rear armor of the Doomcrawler right there. Heavy side cannon, 5 hits.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. So that's going to be 1 glance and 2 pens right there. Or sorry, 1 pen. No, 2 pens, 1 glance. There we go. I do math good. How do you want me to take these?
Save them whatever way you want, man.
All right, let's get the glances out of the way.
For you.
And he's dead. Yeah, and he would have died anyway. So he is completely wrecked at this point. And the remaining Dread Knight is going to fire his heavy incinerator at these Skitarii Rangers over here.
Gets 4.
Easily getting 4, yeah. On 2s. Oh, and that is going to be 4 dead Skitarii Rangers right there. And you still have a heavy side cannon to shoot too, don't you?
Just hammer out right now.
Yep, so 6 shots.
Oof.
Oh, only 2 hit. But you know what, that's going to be 2 wounds right there. And all I got is my 4-up cover saves for being in ruins. And the last one is going down. So that is the last of my Skitarii Rangers.
All right.
And over here, the Purifiers are going to fire into the Breachers with the Incinerator hitting 3 to start. So that's going to be 3 wounds right there. Now, thankfully on these guys, I do have a 3-up armor save. So naturally, I'll fail at least 1 of those there. But at least that's only 1. Next up, 4 Stormbolter shots. All 4 hitting, wounding on
5s.
5s, yep.
2 wounds.
All right. 3-up armor saves. And I'm going to make both of those ones. And the Scout's firing. Going to shoot the 1 Scout over into the Breachers here. That's a hit. But no wound. At the start of his assault phase, he's going to declare against the Breachers. I am going to Overwatch.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I'm going to Overwatch there.
You can't hurt them.
Starting with my heavy arc rifles here. That's going to be 2 hits right off the bat. Wounding on 2s. That's going to be 2 wounds. So that's going to be 2 saves.
All right.
And you're good. Right. Next up is the Torsion Cannon, which is going to fail to hit. And you're going to charge in.
Here we go.
Oh, that's more than enough distance to get everyone in there.
Flamer guy's going to gun butt you, I guess.
Yep.
Purifier's attack, blue or non-force weapon.
Yep. So there's going to be 9 attacks
forces charged.
That's going to be a solid chunk of hits, though. Wounding on 5s, because no hammer hand. And that's going to be 1 dead Breacher at this point, and a couple,
Nope, that's it.
Oh yeah, that's it. Just 1 dead Breacher. Alright, so I'm going to get to attack back. And I'm going to pile in my phase, and I'm going to attack back twice, hitting on 4s. That's off the table. 1 hit so far. So it's going to be 1 hit. Now this is strength +1, so strength 6, AP 5. That's definitely going to wound. So you got to make 1 armor save here.
Wish me luck.
And you made it, so you have one combat by one, which means I'm gonna possibly run away here. Leadership down to 7 here because I lost combat by 1. And of course I'm gonna fail that. So we have initiative roll off here. Oh, I can't win because my initiative is 3. So you have removed my breachers. And the consolidation move, 4 inches. And they're just going to consolidate away from the Castellans. Something about that AP3 shots just kind of scaring them. Moving into the end of the turn, we have a Soul Blaze to check here. Let's see if the Skitarii remains on fire. Hey, look at that. He's still on fire. And for 3 times this time. All right. Let's see if he's going to get wounded. Okay, that's 1 wound, but he does have a save. And he is okay still. And at the end of Mike's turn, he was able to get Objective 2 and Objective 4, which puts him firmly in the lead at this point. And that is the end of Grey Knight turn 2. As you can see, it is quite clearly in the favor of the Grey Knights right now. I'm not about to surrender just yet. I want to see just if I can take anything down with me at this point. So we're going to go into my turn 3. Going into my turn 3 here. I have no new objectives to pull because I still have 3 objectives going on. I do have some attempts to rally here that I'm going to make, and I do have 1 Canticle to declare. It's going to be the Canticle of the Remorseless Fist, so I'm going to be re-rolling 1s in close combat. So let's see if this guy rallies right here. Nope, he fails to rally, and he is gone.
Shouldn't have crossed the Emperor, Leland.
Yeah. I don't know what I did. I must have kicked a puppy or something. That's the best I can figure. And this Skitarii Ranger over here needing snake eyes? Nope. And he's just going to keep running. Oh, look at that. 9 inches. He's just going to go away a little bit further.
Screaming on fire.
Yeah, on fire. So there's about 5 right there. Another 3 over there. And there we go. 9 inches taking him around the building there. And my Dominus and Data Smith with the Castellan robots are going to turn around and start looking at these Grey Knight Terminators with your Warlord right there. I might go down, but man, I'm going to try and take your Warlord down with me.
Get the glory.
That's the game plan right now. Now, unfortunately, you still have invisibility off, so this is going to be all snap firing. So starting with the Castellan's twin-linked heavy phosphor blasters. There's 1 hit so far, but twin-linked. So that's going to be 1 hit from the twin-linked ones, and the non-twin-linked ones is going to add another hit, so there's going to be 2 total. That's going to be 1 wound, so you have a 2-up armor save to make there. And you're golden. Next up, we have the Data Smith with his Gamma Pistol, which is a Strength 6 AP2. Oh, it was almost a 6 there. And lastly is the Dominus. We're going to fire his Phosphor Serpenta first, just for fun. That's going to be hitting on a 6. Nope.
Rooting for him.
And now his Eradication Ray, which is the Strength 8 AP1, which also fails to hit. So I'm just going to jump right into my assault phase. I'm going to declare an assault.
I will Overwatch.
Sounds good. Starting with the Psi Cannons, hitting on 6s. 1 hit from the Psi Cannon.
1 wound.
1 wound from the Psi Cannon. So my Dominus is at the very front there, so 2-up armor save, and he's golden. And 8 bolter shots coming back at me. Again, hitting on 6s. There's going to be 1 hit right there. And nothing. Okay. So, going to declare my assault range here, or my assault is going to be 9 inches.
That's good.
Which is more than enough to come in. And there's going to be some Hammer of Wrath from the monstrous creatures here. So let's see what happens. I have 2 Hammer of Wrath hits to make here. So on 2s because of Strength 6.
Oh.
So I'm going to roll Snake Eyes. Because why?
Don't you re-roll 1s in close combat?
This doesn't count as a hit though, because I'm rolling to wound at this point.
Oh yeah.
Because the Hammer of Wrath automatically hits, right?
You got it.
Yep. But I do also have an Initiative 10. Oh well. Before we get to Initiative 10 step,
okay.
Let's do some challenges here.
Oh, okay.
My Data Smith is going to declare a challenge.
I accept.
With?
I only have 1 character in the squad, and he's the Mighty Librarian.
Alright, so what we do is we take him out right there. The Librarian goes up there, and he goes right back there. So everyone else is just going to be attacking into the squad of Terminators there.
What's your initiative?
Well, I have 1 Initiative 10 attack from my Data Spike.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so let's get that out of the way. And that is not going to hit, I don't think. Let me double check my weapon skill.
5/6s anyway.
Yeah, because of invisibility, that's definitely not going to hit. I got a little excited there for a moment. So we're going to go right to the Initiative 4 step.
It's Guy moves up.
Yeah, just all the pile-ins happening.
So I've got 4 guys at initiative step 4.
So we have 8 attacks at initiative 4 coming in, hitting on 3s. Not too shabby. Alright, majority toughness 7 because of the monstrous creatures here. No wounds because he needed 6s, so that kind of bodes well for me at this point. Next up is my Castellans. 6 attacks on the charge. Going to be hitting on 6s here, re-rolling 1s because of my Canticle that I declared. And that's only 1-1. So no wounds there. So we're down to the initiative 1 step. So let's get the hammer out of the way, and then we'll go right into the challenge because they're both at initiative 1. So you're...
And this guy too, right?
Yeah, he's got a power fist.
So hammer.
And this is this hammer, correct?
Yeah, it's the only one.
Okay, so that's 2 hits right there.
2 hits.
All right. And it's going to be 1 wound right there. But it is going to go straight through. So I got to feel no pain on this point. So feel no pain, 5+.
Oh,
which he makes.
Nice.
All right. And now we're into the challenge. So I have my 3 attacks to your... How many attacks? 2 attacks right there. Okay, so you're going to be hitting on 3s. That's 1 hit right there.
One's all I need. There we go.
All right, I do have a invulnerable save here.
Oh.
Which I failed to make. But at the very least, I am going to get to attack back before he dies on 6s. But I get to reroll that 1 for the Canticle. Nothing. And my Data Smith is going down. And yeah, so that ends the combat for me. Now, thankfully, my monstrous creatures do make me fearless.
Oh.
So there's not going to be any running away in that regard. But yeah, combat is not going so well. So let's go into Grey Knight, turn 3. And Mike gets to draw 2 more objectives. So he's got Supremacy and Overwhelming Firepower. Now, he won't be getting that one this turn because he can't shoot me off the table. Well, actually, there's that one Skitarii that he can shoot off the table. We're just going to assume he shot him off the table because he's just going to hit him with the Flamer. And the Supremacy, which should be, well, he's got Supremacy as well. So he's in a good position at the moment. So most of the movement here isn't really going to be that relevant. So he's just going to move his Dread Knight, right behind the Castellans there and just help out with the combat.
So, Psychic Dice.
9 warp charges plus 2 for a total of 11 for this round. Alright, first up for these Terminators and Librarian here.
So, Terminator's gonna do Hammer Hand. They get it?
Yep. Next up is probably Force.
They're now gonna Force. They don't get Force. That's troubling.
Oh, well, you still have enough attacks, and you got a Dread Knight coming in.
True.
And you still have, what, 5 dice for invisibility? 6 dice?
I was planning on not doing it.
Well, why not at this point,
Let's
right?
do it.
And there you go.
with
There's
3.
invisibility. I can't deny that. So we're going to just jump right into combat here. Your Dread Knight's going to assault. He's going to get in.
He made it.
He made it. So we have a Hammer of Wrath to do there. So it's Strength 6.
No wound.
No wound there. All right. So going into this combat.
I now challenge you.
Yeah, I guess I got to accept it at this point. That gets you an objective. And yeah, we're in combat now. Starting with the Dread Knight's attacks. Hitting on 3s. Only 1 hit.
1 hit.
Okay.
1 wound.
That is going to be a wound, though. And majority toughness 7, so no armor save from this, but I got to feel no pain. No, he felt that pain. All right.
Down 1, so this is the Terminators.
Yeah. So 8 attacks from the Terminators at this point. Oh, that's...
Oh, yeah, I do hit with that.
That's everything hitting. Yep, majority weapon skill 3. And that's
Need
1,
5
2.
6s, I believe.
But you know what? There's 4 6s right there. Which is enough to absolutely murder this one right here and drop the other Castellan down to a single wound remaining. My Castellan gets to attack back at this point, hitting on 6s. Nothing. All right,
Challenge.
and now we're into the challenge. Your hammer here can actually...
I don't think you can do anything.
as long as you're within contact of somebody in the base, all the excess wounds spill over. So his attacks will go into the...
Even though it's in the challenge?
Oh, well, he's got to...
Because that, like, that...
Oh, yeah, you're right.
The targetable character is...
You're out of the 2 inches
I
right
think
there.
I'm out of 2 inches for sure.
Yeah.
I'd love to hit you, but...
Yeah. Oh, no, I believe it. Yeah, no, I think you're right on that one. So we're going to go right into the challenge then. So I'm going to attack first this time.
Please do.
I want to try and feel a little bit better.
Please do.
And before I forget, I do have my Data Spike from the Tech Priest Dominus, which is not going to hit. And now we're just going to get my axe attacks out of the way quickly. No hits from there.
My attacks, 2 from the hammer guy, He hits 1.
And no
nothing.
wound. But you've still won combat, but because I have my monstrous creature there guarding me, we're still kind of stuck in here. But it's looking very bad for the Admech. So taking a look at the table, all I have left is a single Castellan and my Tech Priest Dominus. I think it's time to call it a game. Mike has just dominated in board control and objectives, and his Alpha Strike really rather hurt. So we're going to do the awkward left-handed...
Left-hand shake.
Well, because I'm holding the camera with the right hand, right? Yeah, it was still a good game. I mean, at least I didn't lose because of bad dice rolls. You outplayed me. Just out-handedly, right?
I look forward to the next game.
Oh yeah, there's definitely going to be a next one. Now, as you all know, we always pair these up, so we're going to have the link below. Now, it is going to be a Vault video, so if you're a Vault member, go ahead and check the link, and it's going to take you right to the video. If you're not a Vault member, you can still click the link. It's going to take you to a page where you can get the 7-day free trial go. Lots of great content in there. You'll have 7 days to check everything out, so definitely worth checking it out there. And we hope to see you around. And as always, happy wargaming. All right, so there we go. That was a rather painful game.
I thought it was fun.
Oh, it was fun. I enjoyed playing with you. It was painful. Your Alpha Strike got the better of me, hands down, and yeah, a lot of your stuff just ignored my armor, which really hurt. But there we go. So it was a major victory for the Grey Knights, which have allowed the Tyranids to come in and secure some more hexes as a result. So let's take a look at the planet of Vadarak and find out where those flags are going. All right, so Mike has been kind, and he's just going to take away one of my shield generators, just so maybe prep the field for a planet strike possibly. But he's going to let me keep some of the other stuff, which is kind of nice. And then for the other flag, it can be placed anywhere adjacent to any yellow flag. So how about right there? Right there, okay.
Sounds good.
Just a nice little yellow flag going up there, giving Tyranids 2 more hexes on Vadarak. So there you guys have it, 2 more flags for the Tyranids, and the Admech continue to struggle in the Warzone Apothis. But hopefully things will change. We do have a second game that's going to be coming up. As always, and I said this in the other video, you can check the link below. It's going to be a Vault video, so if you're a Vault member, go check it out. If you're not, check out the free trial. It's 7 days, lots of great content becomes available, painting tutorials, quick tips, campaigns, other missions, all sorts of fun stuff. So definitely give it a shot, try it out. We'd love to have you stick around. And as always, happy wargaming.